Hey everyone, welcome back to I'm Not Lost, I'm Exploring. It's Robbie, and today we are going to go camping up here at Weiser State Forest on the Port Clinton Tract. I booked the site for a couple days. We're going to test out some new gear, Pomoly hot tent being one of them. Kind of excited to use that, and we're going to need it because the nights are dropping down in the mid 40s. It's beautiful right now, probably 75 degrees. I'll check the weather and I'll let you guys know. But probably about 75 degrees now. The nights are again going to drop down to mid 40s this week. It's just the end of August, Labor Day weekend actually. Labor Day is on Monday. So I had a few days free and decided to come up and try out a new site up here and do a little bit more dispersed camping and get our hot tent gear set up for the winter and the fall. So you guys take a seat here at the picnic table. I'll get camp set up and then I'll be right back with you. So if you guys remember last winter we tried to do the hot tent setup with the teepee tent. Didn't work out so great. Haven't had a chance to reuse that one yet. So I thought I heard a car coming. Anyway, I haven't had a chance to reuse that one yet, but we did pick up Pomoly Chalet 70 Pro I believe. I think this one does have the floor insert. We'll have to check it out. It should be a little bit better for us to set up here. So stick around. We will do a review on that. If you guys want to see that review, it'll be posted in the description down below. Be sure to check it out. And I'm going to set this up. And again, you guys hang out here at the picnic table and just enjoy the beauty of nature around us. So using this right out the box was probably a bad idea, but we all know we should try it before we get there, right? So I do have a backup plan. I definitely got to figure out a way to tighten these up. But for some reason, I need 3 more of these, and Pomoly, I'm short 2. So I'm guessing I can pull some out of my other kit and use them. But just if you guys do buy one of these, make sure you pick up some extra spikes. Yeah. That's where we're at so far, just after a few minutes. It's a little tricky setting up the first time. I gotta tighten up the guy outs on there. I didn't have a chance to tie them. I'm gonna retie those before I put the stove in, I think, just to make sure it's snugged up a little bit, but that's where we're at so far. So that wasn't quite as bad as the other one. However, I did have to make quite a few adjustments just to get it to where I want it to be, or where I feel like it should be. I'm not sure of a couple of things on it, so we'll have to look into that and maybe adjust it as we go on. But the tent is up. I'll give you guys a quick tour around it, my quick thoughts on it, and then I'll put the stove in, load the firewood in, and get the rest of our camp set up. So these right here, I'm pretty sure are supposed to go up top. So I may have that backwards. You can see I adjust the guy out quite a bit. And this is where our stove will go, through here. As you guys can see, it's Pomoly. I believe it's the Chalet Pro 70. There is a fireproof mat where the stove goes. I do have another fireproof mat that we'll probably put down as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see. Doors on both ends. Construction's pretty solid from what I can see. Again, this is the first trip out with it. There is venting on the sides. You can see it in there. I'll show you that a little better later. But there's venting on both sides. Looks like plenty of room for my cot. So that's where we're at so far. And I got to bring all the firewood down. The stove is right over here, but I got to bring the firewood down and get that set up. So give me just a minute. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. We're inside the Pomoly Chalet 70 Pro, and we're going to put up the stove. And like I said, I do have a second fireproof mat that we'll be putting down to protect the floor. This one's a little bit thicker, I believe, maybe a little bit better material. than the one that is in here. That's built into the tent. But again, it's just for some added protection. Let me zip up here. Get the buggies out. So it looks like we have two little hooks up top here too. We can hang a line across, which will make things a lot easier later. So this is not a Pomoly stove. This is a Vevor stove. It's the smaller of the two stoves that I have. We'll need to get a third one, I believe, just a bigger one for in here. This should be more than enough for tonight, and for this weekend. Very easy setup. Very basic setup. The other one I have has a glass sleeve on the side. So I like to keep the pieces of stove in here so I don't lose them. Unfortunately, you get a lot of soot on your hands. This one you guys can see uses kind of like a hose clamp to hold it together. And I have used this one obviously quite a bit already. I'm going to put my damper down below. And then all you do is tighten the hose clamps up. And we're going to have to move this around a little bit until we get it where we need it. Maybe even a little further. Still trying to decide if I want to have it this way or the other direction. It might be better this way. And then we'll just continue to go up with our stovepipe. But you guys can see, very easy setup. Again, I've used this a few times already. But it makes life and camping so much more enjoyable. You don't have to worry about the cold so much. Now granted, I do have the gear. I have my MSS with me, so I'm ready for cold weather. MMSS. So we're good for the temperatures today easily. I might have to adjust that a little bit yet. That's pretty much it. It's very simple to set up, very quick. We just have a few more sections of pipe to put on and we'll be done that part, and we just got to load up the firewood. So stick around. So we have a couple more sections of pipe to put on and tighten down. A lot of guys complain about these butterflies. I think they're great. I know it's secure. I know it's not going to go anywhere. Might need another section of pipe here. Should be okay. That's pretty much it for the stove. I do have to add guy outs real quick just to secure it. The cot actually fits in this one. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Like I said, I'll give you a little bit of a tour in a little bit, but just want to show it actually fits this time. Got the sleep pad in there now. Getting there one step at a time. Brought the firewood down, some of the firewood. A lot more to bring down yet. And that is just a mess of stuff right now. So still working on it. So I got a couple more items to set up in here. One is that little metal end table I have. This might be slick. Now This is just my Power Lux. The bag I'm using is the patrol bag from my MSS. Should be more than sufficient for tonight and tomorrow. But I do have the rest of it with me, just in case I would need it. Again, highly doubt I'll need it. And I have this little pillow, little Teton pillow. This is kind of like a borderline glamping. But be comfortable at least. There's that. And then a little metal end table, and I think I'm going to put a string up for a light. So we can put a light across. Should be a pretty comfortable night though. You guys have seen this table in some of my other videos, I'm sure, or if you've noticed it in the video. I know I had it with me at Hickory Run. Just a small metal table. And I can put my phone and stuff on at nighttime. I can't quite stand up in here, but it's pretty close. I'm a shorter guy, so I'm only 5'8". It works out pretty well for me in some stands. Some not so much. In this case, it's working. Just a real quick tour of the tent. So I have some lights that go across there. Cheap little bulb. There's my Vevor stove. Little electric lantern with LED lights. Marlboro charger. That aluminum table. Here's my Teton Sports pillow. The other part. This is basically just the filler for the pad. Little booties Kristen bought me. And this is my patrol bag for my MSS. And then just a cot. So it should be comfortable. Plenty of room in here. I still have to get my firewood in, but you guys get a feel for what we got to work with in here. And looks like it's going to be a beautiful view. Alright, so you guys just saw me struggle with the orange one. Clearly I'm not a hammock guy. I want to get into hammock camping, but this is not my forte. So what we're going to do is try the blue one, because I could not get the netting to set right and it was just laying on top of my face. So hopefully this one doesn't follow me, so let's try it out. You guys are going to see this for the first time, and if I fall, it is what it is. I don't know if you guys would be proud or not, but I know I'm not hanging this the right way. But it worked, and what a view. There, you guys can hang out in the hammock until I get back down with the rest of the wood. Pretty sure you guys have seen these before. I made them on my channel a while back. If not, I'll put a link to that below if you want to see that again. This is my Uberleben fire starter. There we go. Let that get started a little bit. we got most of the camp set up. So far, I still have a little bit to do. I have to process the wood down a little bit further for the fire in the tent. So the stove in the tent is only about this long, maybe 13 inches, 17 inches, somewhere in there, 13, 17 inches. So the wood has to be processed down quite a bit. But again, for the temperatures tonight, it's pretty much going to be just to keep the little bit of heat going for a while. I don't need it, just to stay a little bit more comfortable. Like I said, I have the MSS patrol bag with me. That'll be more than sufficient for the temperatures tonight. So, alright, the fire is going pretty good now. We can add a little bit more wood to it and continue setting up and getting ready to cook our meal. I think tonight we're going to have some steak, some bannock, and I'm not sure what else yet. We'll see. Definitely steak and bannock. The fire feels so good. It's so beautiful out here tonight. So blessed to be able to do this. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me on these adventures. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. If you would have told me last year that we would be almost to 1,000 members, I would never believe it. I started this channel pretty much just to get out there while I could, and so I had video to look back and say, hey, I did that. I went there, I hiked those hikes. I remember hiking those hikes. I also took myself and you guys to some of my favorite places, to be able to look back when I'm unable to hike and be able to still go to those beautiful places and to see those beautiful places and to remember those beautiful memories that were made there. So I've gotten some feedback from some other people who are wheelchair bound, or they're just unable to get out in nature, and they enjoy my channel, and it just gives me one more reason to get out there and to do this. So I hope you guys are enjoying the content. I look forward to bringing you much more content in the very near future. We have a lot of winter camps planned this year, a lot of winter hikes planned this year, some different things, a little bit more bushcraft, working a little bit more bushcraft in. I'm hoping to take a bushcraft course this year, and I think we're going to change up to a hammock camp at some point, just to get the experience. So I'm hoping I can get a hold of like one of you guys that are tree dwellers and maybe you'll take me under your wing and show me the ropes. Alright, so let's get moving along, get finished setting up camp. I still have a very important room to set up, or a very important area to set up. So while we wait for the steak to cook, I'm going to mix up some bannock. It doesn't take very long to grill. Very peaceful up here. So I find it's easier just to put this stuff in the bag and then just mix it up. Kristen mixes the dry stuff for me. Then all I have to do is throw a tablespoon of oil in and 3/4 cup of water, and then just mix it up, and I throw it right on the griddle. Fire might be a little hot, but you get an idea. Steak on the campfire, sun peeking through the trees, the birds chirping through the woods. And there is a little bit of a chill in the air already, so it is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Alright, so there's dinner. A little bit of local honey from Gardenzas, Pennsylvania. You guys can see it is pretty thick. Oy. Give me a little bit of a fight to get it out. At any rate, dinner is cooked. Camp is set up. I still have to do some processing of the water. That won't take that long. And then clean up, and then it'll probably be time for bed. Boy, oh boy. This is really thick. Huh. Look at that, boy. Guess I'll use my fork to spread it out. So things aren't exactly going to plan, but I have no complaints. Like I said, it is beautiful. I'm blessed to be up here, and I'm gonna take advantage of it. So, all right, I'm gonna eat my dinner. There's just something so relaxing about sitting by a campfire and eating dinner. So you guys saw my attempt at steak and bannock on the fire. I put my honey in the cooler, not really thinking it through too much, and it really thickened up. But delicious. Beautiful night. Great campfire. Looks like we're in for a good sunset. This is what makes me do what I do. Can't wait to try out that hot tent. Really excited about it. Really excited about some projects I have coming up too. I just did one with Skeeter and Coal Region Explorer. Actually, Coal Region Explorer gave me this lanyard. Pretty cool. It says Coal Region Explorer on it, and it says Rise Above and Crack On, which is kind of his theme. Great guy. Also did a collab with the Rose in the Coal Region and Mrs. Skeeter and Coal Region, and we all did Centralia. What a town. I mean, the history is there. Everybody knows the history of the fire underneath, but it's kind of sad because it is a very beautiful area. In and around that entire area is very beautiful. Another section of the Weiser State Forest actually surrounds the outside of that town, and some state game lands as well. Actually, in another section of the Weiser State Forest now, we're in the Port Clinton tract. I did a video a little while back. We were actually up at PCG 001, which is a group campsite. That's a great site. If any of you guys are interested in doing a collab down here, I would love to have some company down here. It's an amazing area. We're not far from the Appalachian Trail. We're not far from Port Clinton, which there's some really cool spots to check out there. The Port Clinton Peanut Shop is definitely one of my favorites. If you guys enjoy sweets and the kind that you haven't seen since you were a child, it's definitely a place you want to check out. The Port Clinton Hotel down there, delicious food. It's just a great area. Not far from Hamburg, so we could take a trip down to Cabela's, check out, see what they got in camping area. Or just take a hike and enjoy the time here. But not sure what we have planned for the rest of the week. I do know we will be going to Hawk Mountain at one point. I love Hawk Mountain. I'm a Broadway member there, so it is one of my favorite places to visit. But for now, let's just enjoy dinner, enjoy the campfire. Alright guys, so we'll give you a 10-cent tour here real quick before it gets too dark. Again, I'm at P001, so that is the tent no one wants to talk about. It's got a special bucket in there. For you guys who have ever dispersed camp before, you know what I'm talking about. And for the rest of you don't, or my backpacker friends, you don't need a shovel. So I got my hammock set up over there so I can watch the sunset. Campfire. Table still has a bunch of junk on it from dinner. I just finished cleaning up and eating my dinner. And my hot tent's over there. I'm just about getting ready to get the fire started in the tent. Just so it can warm up a little bit. But so far it has been very peaceful. There's quite a bit of traffic on this road. It is a pretty popular section of the Weiser State Forest, being close to Redding. So, and it's a holiday weekend, and I know the other sites are completely booked. So we will have company up here. Hopefully it's just not the furry kind with big sharp teeth and paws bigger than my hands. So we'll see, I guess. Alright, so let's get this fire started in here. Hopefully you guys can see me. Probably not. Let me turn the light on if I can find it. Okay, so kind of a light. Hope you guys can see me. It's getting dark out. I want to get the light, or the stove lit here. Not a whole lot of room to be trying to film. See the stove. Hope so. This is going to be tricky. I didn't rip it up enough. Right. Let's try again. There we go. Can you guys see? I hope. All right. Got a lot of paper in there, so it shouldn't really be too difficult to get this going. I've been wanting to do hot tenting for quite a while. I watch a few outdoor channels, and one of them definitely like shines at this kind of thing. And, I've been wanting to do this, like I said, for quite a while. I have had a failed attempt at it. Today we're going to persevere, and we're going to get through this, and we're going to do it right, so we are ready for the winter time. So the same thing applies here. We're gonna do I like the log cabin technique. We're gonna do that same kind of technique inside here. We're gonna put the cover on now. That'll dampen it a little bit. Should be able to see in there now, huh? So again, I have the damper opened all the way up to get the fire started. then we'll feed some of this wood in. Go out and sit by the campfire for a little bit. Should warm up quite a bit in here. It's nice so far. It's still pretty warm out. So probably the 60s, mid 60s, somewhere in there. But I wanted to get the fire lit so we can get the tent warmed up. So once that gets burning a little bit, we'll dampen it down a little bit, and then we'll go out and sit by the campfire. Alright, so I got my campfire out. Actually, I was just on the phone with Skeeter. So, planning some things out for upcoming videos. And I put my campfire out. Now I'm going to hop in the tent and stoke the fire a little bit. See what the night brings us. Hoping you guys can see me. Turn this lantern on. That might help a little bit. I think you can, but I have like 5 different lights on right now. Trying to get the right amount of light so you guys can see my face. So day 1 is in the books. Hot tent is definitely hot. I'm gonna let that fire die down and then head to bed. But I just want to say thank you guys again for joining me, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Kind of having flashbacks from Tuscarora, only it's much louder here. I have just been sitting here for like the last hour and I'm watching that fire crackle. Add a little piece here and there, but I can hear the train traffic downtown like clear as day. I'm sure it's picking it up. I'm sure the camera's picking it up so you guys can hear it too, but I'm gonna try to go back to sleep. But I'm really enjoying this. I can't believe I didn't get a hot tent sooner. It's such a beautiful, peaceful way to fall asleep. And of course the train chimes in. Alright guys, I'll see you in the morning.